The video game industry has a weird idea, and the idea is that bigger is always better. They make open worlds promising hundreds of hours with endless content. The more a game promises, the more people will want to buy it. But here's the issue, that's not how I actually think. I want games to have a focus, and if they want to add more to it, they add it for the love of the game. The types of games I like are open worlds with a straightforward story, an open world that is rewarding, and side content that is entertaining. Developers love to advertise 100 plus hours of gameplay, but in reality, that normally means repetitive missions that only give XP and have absolutely no depth to them. Even the most boring concept can be made interesting if it's rewarding. The more open world games I play, the more I realize that the longer the game says it is, the less I enjoy it. When I started Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I went in excited. The world looked great, the combat felt good, I like Assassin's Creed, I wanted to finish the story, but I couldn't. There was a moment in the story that made me do side content to be able to do the main missions. The game forces you to repeat the same content over and over just to progress. At some point, it stops being fun and starts feeling like a chore, and that is exactly how that game felt. Every time I did a capture mission, I felt unrewarded because the whole reward was a bar filling up so that I can do the main story. Instead of giving me something that I can use in the game to make it more fun, all I got was XP to level up 1% of damage of a skill. Then we have Dragon's Dogma 2. Beautiful world, amazing exploration, but again, I couldn't finish it. I have 30 hours in the game and the main story just wasn't strong enough to make me care for it. The only real motivation was the open world itself and the system of companions it has. And that's not enough. The story asked me to travel basically the whole world, and the reward for it was just the journey. No reward that actually changed the way the game played. After the first 30 hours, I saw the whole world, the secrets the world showed me, and fought whatever enemies they had to offer. That was way before the main story was over, and with how weak that story was and how badly structured it was, I had no interest in continuing playing. The game got specifically boring because it would hold me hostage and not let me fast travel to locations I previously discovered, because it wanted me to experience the open world when I already did. I could have put more hours into the game just to mess with the companion system, which was really cool, but I felt like I had seen everything except for the end of that story. Even The Witcher 3, one of the greatest games ever made in my opinion, has this issue for some people. The developers realized that most players didn't even finish the main story. And that says a lot, because for many players the story is the main reason they play these games, and the open world is what brings them back to the game. Even though I finished The Witcher 3 multiple times and platinumed the game, I understand why someone would play the game and leave it halfway. Maybe they felt like I felt with Dragon's Dogma 2, and they thought they saw everything the game had to offer. Or maybe the story was just not good enough for their taste. One thing that is true is the story for Witcher 3 is extremely long, and I can almost guarantee that that was the reason most didn't finish it. Here's the issue that most people don't see. Developers see this data, and most of them don't really care. As long as the game is sold, they don't care if the players enjoyed it or not. They know players don't finish their games, but instead of fixing the structure, they just keep making them bigger. As long as the game sells, that's enough. A big mistake many games make is designing the story to take you to every little corner of the open world, instead of designing an open world with secrets and rewards and having the story as an entry level for people that only care for the story. For example, Dying Light 2. The parkour is amazing, and the game gives you tools to go around the huge open world that it has. The open world is pretty good. It feels scary, and the zombies make it scarier, especially at night. Sadly, the story was weak and way too long. It drags on because the game gives you choices that take you to different parts of the map without any secrets to unravel. It's okay if the story takes you around the world, but it's not okay that for you to finish the story, you need to do everything in the open world. The story shouldn't need the player to clear all the bases of the open world. That's side content. The story shouldn't need you to level up to a certain level. That should be the player's choice. Locking the main story until I am of level is the worst way to incentivize me to keep playing your game. And when games force me to do side content to progress the main story, that's when things fall apart completely. I should choose to explore, not be required to. When I play any game, I start with just the story. I finish the story, and if I'm satisfied, then I decide to do anything in the open world just to see the secrets. Whatever is interesting to me, I go and explore it. If the game was good, and the map still has secrets after I finish the main story, I normally try to see the secrets and do the side contents to see if they're good content or if they give me any reward so that I can use it on the second playthrough. With that being said, side content should be optional, not mandatory. That's why it's a side content. There is a good example about a game doing exactly what I'm saying, and it just so happens to be one of my favorite games ever made. That game is Cyberpunk 2077. After seeing that many players didn't finish the story of The Witcher 3, the developers changed their approach. Instead of doing the exact same thing, and they could have and still be successful, they decided to change for the better. They made a shorter, more focused main story in an open world game that did not require or recommend any levels. In this case, if I played this game for the story, I could finish the 16 main missions and feel satisfied. If I wanted more content, I would go and play the open world, which is full of side missions and optional content. I could try to find the Easter eggs around the world, try to solve the mysteries, and finish the races to get a car at the end. Nothing is forced, and that's the beauty of this game. The game naturally guided me when needed, but never dragged me anywhere. Open world games don't need to be smaller to be better. They just need to be smarter making it. If I want to spend 100 hours in your game, I will. As long as there's things I haven't seen after finishing the main story. It should be only if I choose to, not because they're forcing me to. Because the moment I need to do side content that has absolutely nothing to do with the main story, I am dropping the game. That's the difference between a game that people play and a game people actually finish. Are there any open world games that you haven't finished because you think you saw everything off? Are there any open worlds that you think are a masterpiece? If there are, just let me know in the comments. Also, if you haven't joined the giveaway and you're interested in getting Crimson Desert, click this video right here. Also, I almost forgot, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all of that. Okay, thank you, bye!